this is phase 2 oil paint. Okay, do you know what? I think I'll work with the daisy. I'll start with the daisy, I think. Here we are, palette. And go on the colours here. Yeah, okay. Okay, so what I've done there is make some ultramarine blue and some of the, I think it's Hooker's green again in there. Sap green actually. Sap green and ultramarine blue. Because despite saying I was going to start with the daisy. Surprise! I think you know me better now, don't you? So just the dark. I thought I could do with putting something dark down there. Might even put a bit of brown into it as well, actually. A few bits of quite dark foliage in there. And over here too. And something small there. Okay. Alright, so kind of, yeah, I don't want to just simply do the same again with the oil, so I'm kind of wondering what's the, how can I bring out the contrasts and things, how best can I explain things with the oil paint. I think I'm trying to, yeah, so I'm going to use the ultramarine blue here to carve up the triangles that I'm seeing in between. Can you see that? You can't see a bit now, I suppose. The triangle of space that I'm seeing in here between the long petal of the daisy and the shorter ones to the right of them. I'm using the pattern of the colour of the jug to chisel out. I'll put a tiny bit of magenta into it because it seems like it needs something, a touch darker there. Sorry. And here too, there's some dark coming in here. Maybe. Whenever I do this carry on, there's a place I teach in Dublin in Wicklow actually, School for Art, and the guy says, you're late Byron, you're living. I wasn't sure I wanted to be like into the male boxer, but kind of see what he means. Alright, you're kind of half, waiting for the energy to be right before you go for it or something.
Fence.
Well, I don't know. It's like fencing, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's like fence.
Pardon?
It's like fencing.
Fencing with the easel. Yeah. Do you fence?
No.
You look like you knew what you were doing there. Yeah, I think it's good medicine to stand, like, I think it's a good practice to stand back often and keep, you know, the back foot option handy. Maybe there could be a bit of that in there too, but more of that here and there. I suppose again it's a little bit like that thing of rubber and charcoal. You're wanting to have something deep enough in tone that you can retrieve the light from. A bit anyway, some of the greens. Right. And to make it green that'll be a little bit lighter, because all of that feels quite dark, and I think there is in the, yeah, so let's see, can maybe make, no, yeah, I don't know, I'll just see what happens.
Why do you change to oils from acrylic? I mean, what's the advantage of
I
changing?
know, yeah, you'd think why, because I'm doing the same thing, aren't I? Well, but actually, I'll tell you what it is now. What it is that I want to kind of pull things out a little bit more, like modelling in clay. I want to feel like I'm honing in on the character of the individual flowers a little bit. And you could do that still with acrylic. But I think there's something very satisfying about the buttery nature of oil that sits on like the, you could probably do it with acrylic, but there's something disappointing about the surface in the end.
Okay,
It feels like,
and so, like something like oil pastels, if you're defining shape, would it work?
so oil pastels sometimes, yeah, like in a hurry. I think I might have bought some examples actually somewhere here. Like sometimes, I was preparing, sorry now, something in that one there. Yeah, well, so that's got acrylic and oil pastel and kind of ink. It's not got any oil paint on it. So I wanted to kind of heighten the Procosmos with the ink, and I've used Indian inks over oil pastel to define the edge of the daisy, and some collage on there as well. What else did I work on? So sometimes the ink is the thing that provides that oomph, you know.
So you're getting three-dimensional by putting two different mediums, or three different mediums.
Yeah, I like and I think it shakes up my always that kind of desire to be surprised and stuff. You want to always have the element of the unknown. I think, and it feels more possible with variety.
Yeah.
It's a bit like cooking, maybe, you know, kind of reaching for what the pot now will make it sing. Really, what's the thing that's going to work to capture the brightness of the sunflower? It could be torn paper, you know. But I think with I'm not so much talking about oil there, but oil, in my experience, has done that has kind of risen to the challenge of the brightness for me, you know.
So it works for you.
Yeah, yeah. In the flowers at the moment, sometimes like I go through months of not using oil paint at all, and then a few weeks ago I just started. It just came to me again. But I wanted to. It was the only thing that I felt that would do the thing. Do you use oil paint yourself? No.
No, that's why I'm asking lots of questions about it.
Yeah.
I'm frightened of it a wee bit.
Yeah. Well, it comes with a whole thing, doesn't it? Like an oil painting, so it's like special in some way. Right, I'm going to bring something into the. What are you going to say now? Goodness sake. I just put a third mark of light somewhere. Okay. And I can just about see a bit of the centre of the daisy, of the sunflower there. So I might paint that in and make a beginning in the sunflower. I would like to do that daisy as well though. Yeah, kind of course correcting there to change to the daisy actually again. Let's see now. I'm just using a bit of sap green and burnt sienna to make colour to kind of wrap around the centre of the daisy a bit. There. And then I think it's a kind of a cadmium yellow. And again, I have to keep half closing my eyes because you'd be surprised how bright you can make a thing when it's actually in the shadow. It's only when I see it in relationship to the yellows there that I realise it's not bright cadmium. Like, it's got cadmium yellow in it, but it's not as bright as the sunflower at all. Okay, and then I want to make a grey again, like I made the grey. I think I made a grey to paint the daisy, didn't I, there? So what I'm doing is using the same colours to make, I'm using the ultramarine blue and actually burnt sienna with it, to make a grey colour that I mix with white this time in order to make the petals of the daisy. And I want them to be opaque, you know. I'm just going to see what this colour reads as now. It's not completely white, but it's probably brighter than anything that's on here. So I'm going to see which petal looks the brightest and go for that. These brushes I'm using are from a set called the Burgundy brush set, and they have about 13 brushes in them, and about 6 of them are flat brushes like that. And I really like the flat brushes, especially the bigger ones. But I've only got 2 of the sizes with me today for some reason. I've just got these 2, so I'm going to have to keep washing them. But it's alright. I just felt myself making too many marks to make that petal. You know, I think it's helpful to do less, to be kind of economic with the mark making, I suppose. Anyway, it was kind of helpful just to place that down to see the tone of it in relation to everything else. And that being the lightest petal in the daisy, I'm just going to mix a bit more of the dark with the light colour and place it in here and there. I don't know if I want to do the whole daisy again, like, no, I don't think I do. But I do want to indicate where the light is falling a little bit more. So I kind of use these brushes almost like a palette knife really. They're springy, they're really quite firm. And so you can kind of scoop it up almost like a shovel with snow and then turn it over and lay the colour down so that maybe so that the brush is almost parallel to the paper. So it's really just sitting on top. And I think this is something that maybe is more possible with oil, or somehow feels easier to do that with oil, to let it float on top. But I suppose with thick acrylic you could do the same thing. Put a bit more blue in. Yeah, I think we'll do with something a little bit darker in places here. Again. They said about Rembrandt's portraits that you could hold them up by the nose, that the paint was so thick in some places, but it was kind of thick where it represented the light, and thinner paint to represent the dark areas. And I find that a helpful thing to remember. And again, it's a rule that's, made to be broken too, like. But I do find it helps me to reserve the thicker paint for those lighter bits. Okay. But there's a really bright flower over here actually, so I could go with that. Go with the light paint for that and find the brightness that's landing on those petals. They're turned to the side there. There's some blue in it. Blue got mixed up in it, but I think it's alright. Yeah, so this could do, I think, with a bit more definition here. And I think the standing back helps you to know when there's enough in a bit and just go somewhere else. Whereas sometimes if I stay up close, I can work only in a bit all the time. And sometimes it doesn't need any more, it just needs something somewhere else happening. And then there's one here too. Quite bright, I think. And then actually some of the spaces in between parts have got that same brightness about them. There's some bit of green coming out there. Yeah, and I think it'd be no harm though to do something in that sunflower. Will you keep me right for time, Kat? I don't know if maybe tell me when there's 10 minutes to go.
Yes, it's 10:04, so just
10 minutes then.
yeah.
I'll just do, if it's alright, I'll do the 10 minutes. Is it
Of
okay?
course, yeah.
Paying for that time.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I wanted to put something in to explain the centre of the sunflower. And this is a mix of the two browns, the ultramarine blue and ultramarine blue and the two browns, burnt sienna, and there's another brown in the oil paint. I think it's maybe raw umber or something. Burnt umber, raw umber, yeah. So that's what I've used in there now. And then at the back, it seems like there's almost the same. It's a lighter version of that colour. I put a bit of Windsor orange into it as well. But it seems to me that there's a kind of a lighter version of that colour that's causing the shadow on the leaves, on the petals, up here. I mean, I'm kind of needing to lean my head back really to see the centre of the sunflower, but anyway. I like to put the centre in because it identifies it as being a sunflower more clearly when there's a centre in it, I think. And maybe that same dark might be over on the other side too. I seem to be struggling not having enough hands today. Don't know what that's about. So I think also over here it's quite dark. We'll use the same brush. Just going to put some white on. Because there's a kind of clarity at the edge here. I think anyway. It's probably a bit cleaner here. Yeah, not very intense, but we'll go first, I think, with some of the cadmium yellow mixed with some of the lighter cadmium yellow. I think one of them is a hue or something. Capture something of the brightness of the sunflower. I'll show you the color. Mixing two colours together here is that kind of cadmium yellow and that cadmium yellow. One of them is a hue that they look very different from each other, but I think together they're making something that feels a bit like the brightness on the sunflower there, which is kind of glorious, isn't it? I'll go with a little bit more of the lighter yellow colour and then scoop it up. So I've got a good portion on it now, and it really could be like a palette knife laying on a thick dose of it. And something here too, I think. Over here. A bit more the reddish one. There's another yellow here. Just decided to go with the lemon yellow. We'll see now if it's gonna mix in with the other, so it may work okay. Because I think maybe it is even brighter. It extends up that way. See it. Yeah, I'm getting there, I think. Okay. Probably go a bit, I've gone a bit darker with the under painting of it. And the yellows, maybe. And probably just a bit more general. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get there with that. I suppose it's alright, you know, there's enough there. I'll just put a touch of that lemon yellow up here since it went on in the sunflower. So it does look to me like it's a kind of a whiter yellow up there. Yeah, there's something here that's kind of bothering me a bit. And I'm not sure exactly what it is. It might be a bit of a few different things maybe. To kind of grapple with there, you know. Yeah, I guess that could still show up a little bit more. Because it's shining there, isn't it? And these bits of green, I think could do with being placed in clearly. Or just deepened in tone, you know. Along there. Sometimes sunflowers come really easy. And you think, oh yeah, that's enough now. And other times it takes longer. I think it might be down to how much preparation there is in advance as well, and how much of the dark there is in the mid-tone. But that's alright. No, I don't feel like I'm really kind of selling the oil paint layer as something really different today, but sometimes I think that's probably time, is it? Yeah. So I'll stop there. You know, if I do go back to it at home, I'll share it with you. If I do any more to it when I go home, I'll be kind of inclined to do something to anchor down the vase on the table a little bit, maybe. with the oil paint possibly, and maybe some touches to the delphinium, but certainly these orange flowers could do with heightening, couldn't they? And being given a bit of more texture in the way that they are, the pattern of them. But anyway, thanks very much. That's been really fun. It's not a resolved thanks very much, Kat, for inviting me in for. She's got such a joyful way. Every email was like, it felt really like, oh, that's true, you know. And I wanted to say thanks for letting me say about this too. I've got a workshop next weekend at Cockenzie House in the Willow Room, and there's still some space on that. I'll be doing this for 3 days, and if you get in touch, there's a saving for people who are here as well. I thought to myself, it's not, you know, the space and so if you wanted to. That sounds really kind of like a Del Boy, doesn't it? Anyway, I'll send you the information if you're interested. Send me an email, and I also do the newsletter.
Yeah,
you know.
if you want, you can send. If you want to send a link to that, and I'll just because I've got an email list of
Oh,
everyone.
that'd
I'll
be
send it
amazing.
on.
Because I say this and I never do it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Just send me the link then.
Okay, I'll send you the link. Thank you,
And I'll
Kat.
send it.
That'd be great. Okay,
Germany,
so you'd be
so-
very welcome.
Thank you.
And like, there's more space on Friday than Saturday and Sunday. If anyone wanted to try it for one day, you're very welcome. All of this carry on. So thanks very much. It's been a real pleasure to be here. And this is lovely. The whole setup. And I love the quotes on the walls. They're lovely, aren't they? And that kind of. So do you come here to paint, some of you, or in this room?
That's very kindly had us and our kids doing
And children as well.
Everybody's welcome.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I do portraits as well, like you can see from the cards. Maybe the watercolour portraits is another thing I like to do. But it's lovely here, isn't it? Great, lovely high ceilings.
It's got the white room as well. It's not open just now, but when we did some next media stuff, we had 2 printing stations because it's like an old discarded gym room basically.
Really?
Yeah, so it's got like an old concrete floor, and obviously the kids use it for DIY and repairing bikes, but you can just shovel that away. Yeah, so I'm thinking I really should get. There's so many things I need to do, but I'm thinking about getting standing easels so that you can actually do.
Oh yeah.
You know, everyone can be like you. Wouldn't that be great?
Standing is really good. I've got a cupboard of them next door if you wanted to borrow them.
Oh,
But I mean, they're cumbersome to lug.
yeah, no, I think we should get some.
Just the
I think
studio
we-
easels, you know, the radial ones with
Yeah.
3 legs.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Because we could just easily store them to the side, but so it is a good building. Just
Yeah.
selling the building.
Yeah,
Selling
that
the
sounds
building.
good. And I'd love to.
Oh well.
That toilet was
We had there was some heating issues in the hall.
Oh,
Yeah, Lauren was the
Sorry, so
I was forgetting the title, the finance. Oh, sorry.
treasure.
Treasure, yes. It's fixed though. There's
Yeah,
no
it's
time.
really
I'm just as I'm not there, it's just like nice and warm. But we're doing a few. We're doing quite a few in the autumn. So.
Do you want me to take a picture of you?
Well, I was going to see if we could get another group. I'll get one of the groups. Is that alright?
Yeah, lovely, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
And then
of course,
we'll-
no.
I don't want to be annoying, but.
Oh.